What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we are going to be having a bit of a weird discussion. This post right here, the TV anime One Piece collection selectable gift characters. They did make a tweet about this when they did the official reveal of the anniversary characters. They mentioned that there's going to be an event where every single day when we log in, we're going to receive a mail. In that mail, we can select one of the units and we just get it for free. So that's pretty cool, right? And it's based on all of the arcs of One Piece. You kind of go from the start to where we are now. And as we move along, there's different characters available, and whichever character you want to pick, you can just pick one and you get it for free. The weird thing comes when you actually look at what's available, because there are some weird selections, and there are just some things that Bandai have made, some strange decisions with this whole celebration in regards to just this specifically. It just makes me question, what are they doing? If you don't know what I mean, you'll see it and you'll just ask yourself the same question, like, why would they even do this? Let's get into it. It's very, very bizarre. So it starts May 11th. Everything starts on May 11th, starting tomorrow. We have the TV anime One Piece collection, and it's going to be going until June 15th. So every single day from May 11th onwards, you will be getting a mail every day where you can get a free character. Now it says, for each gift mail, select one character from the lineup to recruit. It then mentions in that red text, certain collection characters that are anniversary exclusives, Super Sugo Fest exclusives, are not included. So, for some reason, they show some Super Sugos and they show some anniversary units, but you can't pick them. So it begs the question, why are they even, like, on the little image to begin with? Again, let's just go through this just to show you guys how dumb this is. Alright, so you got this one right here. East Blue Volume 1. The first day, this is your mail. It then mentions in that red text, Kobe is not included. So Kobe's in this image, but you can't pick him. Now, again, Kobe's the worst one to pick from this anyway. But, like, why is this even a thing? Like, why even have him on here if you can't even pick the unit? Like, it's just the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. It's crazy. It's, like, I wouldn't say it's false advertising, because it's not, like, technically speaking, it's not, but it feels that way. Like, the fact that they're just saying, like, oh, have a look at these new units, these are the units you can pick, oh, and then, like, at the bottom it's like, by the way, you can't pick this one because we're not allowing you to do that. It's just so crazy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. We're gonna go through all of these, and I'm gonna give you suggestions in regards to which are the best ones to pick. All of the top row there with all the straw hats, all of these are available from the Sugo Metal Exchange. Probably wouldn't advise that. This is the best unit to pick, which is the Makino and Whip Slap. It's a Kizuna Rare Recruit, not available very often. The character's not bad, honestly, has an okay special. This is the character to pick from this one. Moving on, you have East Blue Volume 2, and once again, Morgan, Alvida, Buggy Pirates, and Krieg are not included. So it means the Kuro and then Arlong Crew are the only units you can actually pick. Like, it's the most dumb shit ever. So, I mean, you've got Kuro or you've got Arlong Pirates. Arlong Pirates is the best one to pick out of these two because there's literally only two of them available. Yes, you could get Rare Recruit Kuro if you want, but it's just crazy, man. Okay, move on. We got Alabasta Volume 1. And thankfully for this one, Chaka and Cobra are not included, right? That's not the end of the world because there are two very, very good selections here. So this is on May 13. You have this Support VV. Support Rare Recruits are actually very difficult to get a hold of in terms of, like, if you want a specific one, like gunning for a specific Support Rare Recruit, very hard. This Support Rare Recruit is great. It attaches to any of the Straw Hats that were available during the Alabasta arc, not including Robin, of course. And it just says, when you reach the final stage, remove 2 turns of damage threshold, 10% resistance down for Strength X Quick, and you get a heal. This is a phenomenal support. I use it all the time. Definitely up there with being one of the better support rare recruits in the entire game. But then next to that you have Pell, and Pell is one of the best Rumble rare recruits that's ever released in the game's history. I will say though that he's definitely been a little outdated, but he is still phenomenal. He's used on essentially every Dex team ever. This character is great. He buffs Powerhouse and Dex, and Dex Powerhouse is a great combo. He's got a great special that just does a ton of damage. If you get some investments into him, he gets even more buffs. Like, Pell is just phenomenal. So it's up to you whether you want the really powerful support rare recruit or you want the really good Rumble rare recruit. This is a very hard choice. I would say, personally, I would say the Pell is the unit that I use more often, but that support rare recruit is very, very good. So it's up to you. I think Pell will see more play, and especially if you have 10th anniversary ace, like a really good dex team going. If you've got versus Kaido, you've got the final tap Big Mom, you've got like even V1 Blackbeard. If you're just building a dex team in general, like Pell's fantastic. He's really, even a powerhouse team too, like he's just fantastic. We got Alabaster Volume 2. Now it says Mr. 2 is not selectable here. So again, that's not actually that bad. This one, also very hard to pick. So you've got Treasure Map Legend Crocodile. This guy recently got a 6+. So I feel like most people that are established in this game already have this guy. So that's not really that big of a deal. This Robin is currently available, or will be available, in the Metal Exchange starting from May 11th. So that's not that big of a deal. This support I use a ton. Very powerful, attaching to Robin, Mr. 2, and Mr. 0. And when you use the special of the unit that they attach to, you remove 4 turns of Rainbow Shield, 4 turns of Paralysis, and you get a chain boost. This support is cracked. Definitely one of the best support rare recruits in the game. But then you've got Mr. 3. This character, when it first came out, was one of the best supports in the game, but as time has progressed, this character has become less and less useful, mainly because you don't really need to worry about cooldown as much anymore. But essentially, when you reach the 3rd stage of any piece of content, the unit that they attach to gives them -2 turns of cooldown, and it gives them a matching slot and 50% damage reduction for 3 turns. And it attaches to any driven or free spirit, attaches to a ton of units. It is still a very good support rare recruit though. The other two, we're not going to touch on them too much. We've got the Mr. 4, we've got the Mr. 5. These characters, they don't really see much play. The only valid choice here, honestly, is Croc if you don't have him, or it's going to be the support rare recruit Mr. 1 or the Mr. 3. I personally would pick the Mr. 1. I think that support is just absolutely insane. I don't personally use Mr. 3 that much anymore, but either of those two are very good choices. We've got the Skypiea selection now. This one mentions that Wiper is not available from this one. Honestly, I feel like there's only one pick, and it's going to be Conus. Conus is a Pirate Rumble rare recruit. If you already have her, then I guess it's up to you. There is going to be the new Nami. This Nami is going to be available from one of the PKA shops, I think. PKA or one of the other shops. Basically, if you've acquired materials in any of the game modes, you'll be able to pick this character up for free. So don't stress too much about picking up Nami. Conus is going to be the best pick if you don't have it. If you've already done that, then it's kind of up to you at that point. You got Volume 2. Satori is not available, which is not that big of a deal. You don't need to worry about picking up Enel, because you do get this guy for free from the panel missions, so that's not that big of a deal. But Enel is pretty solid, honestly. But then the rest of them, they're all kind of stinkers. I mean, Shura, I think this guy is either a Colosseum, or he was like an old... Yeah, he's an old Colosseum unit. These ones are all pretty bad. I think this guy... Is this the one for TM? Yeah, okay. If you've got Enel, this is the guy to get. He attaches to Enel, remove bind by 3 turns when you're inflicted by it. It's cracked. Yeah, definitely Ohm is the best choice here, for sure. Davy Backfight. Yeah, I mean, this is the only real valid choice, is the Groggy Monsters. A Rumble Rare Recruit, they're okay if you're building a quick team. Yeah, that's definitely the one you would be picking there. The Water 7 and Annie's Lobby Volume 1. Chopper and Paulie are not available. So in terms of the ones here, the Robin and Frankie are available from the Metal Exchange, so don't worry about that one. You've got this one here, which is Iceberg. This is another support rare recruit. It's not a great support. I don't think I've ever used it in my entire life, but it's a support rare recruit. Then you have a limited rare recruit in this Usopp, Soga King. I believe he's also available from the Metal Exchange, so I think the only valid choice here is Iceberg. You got Water 7 in Volume 2. Water 7 in Annie's Lobby, that is. Now, who's not available here? Spandam is not included. Well, that's fine. In terms of the units here, you got Legend Rob Lucci, but he's bad. You got Kaku. This is a phenomenal rare recruit Kaku, but don't worry about it too much, I don't think. This one's really bad, honestly. I think this one is actually currently available in the Metal Exchange, so don't worry about that. I think it's either Kaku or Lucci. This one's a pretty terrible one. Thriller Bark Volume 1. Sanji, Zoro, Chopper, and Frankie, Usopp and Robin, or Sanji and Zoro will count for the collection as they belong to the same evolution tree. Okay, Sanji, Zoro, Chopper and Frankie, Usopp and Robin, and Sanji and Zoro are not included in the gift, so why would they even mention it? It's just the dumbest shit. For this one, I think... Well, the Brook is available from Metal Exchange, so don't worry about that. This Chiffon you'll be able to get from one of the PKA shops, or one of the shops basically, so I wouldn't pick this one. I think the only valid choice is probably the Nami. I have used this Nami before for her support effect. This is probably the one that you would pick. The rest of them are not really that good. You have Volume 2. Absalom, Hogback, Risky Brothers, and Lola are not included. So I think, well, you've got this one here. This is Legend, Perona, and Moria. This is definitely the one that you pick. If you've already got this character, then you can kind of pick something else. This character doesn't have Final Tap or like you know, Super Tandem or anything, so you don't really need dupe investments. But it's a legend that came out this year, so you know, keep that in mind. This character, you could probably pick that up. It's not too bad. I'm pretty sure they came out this year. No, maybe it was earlier. I don't know. I can't remember. Either way, Moria and Perona, this character, that's definitely the one that you'd pick out of this one. This is a Rumble Rare Recruit Oars, but he's pretty bad. No one really uses him, so I guess we can move on from that. Saba Odi Archipelago Volume 1. Kuma and the Celestial Dragons are not available, so I guess you just pick Borsalino, I suppose. Amazon Lily Volume 1. All of these are selectable. Actually, this is kind of tough. So you got 2 units here in Marigold and Sanderzonia. Both of these characters, is this the Rumble one? Yeah, this is the Rumble one. So yeah, you got Sanderzonia and Marigold. Both of these characters are pretty good Rumble Rare Recruits. Sanderzonia is the better one of the 2. So if there is going to be one to pick, it'd be that one. We have Impel Down Volume 1. We have Croc and Daz Bones are not included. This Luffy, by the way, available from, I think it's the Rumble shop. So don't stress about picking him up. You can pick him up from that. The rest of these are bad. None of these are good. I guess this one, it's a Kazuna Rare Recruit, so I'd probably pick this guy. Impel Down Volume 2. And you got some characters, obviously, that are not available. The V1 Magellan is probably just what you pick. The rest of them are just terrible. Then you got Marineford Volume 1. All of these are available. So you got Quick Whitebeard Legend. You've got Luffy and Ace. You got V1 Marco. This Buggy, I believe, is the Treasure Map Rare Recruit, so don't worry about picking that. Crocodile is a Kazuna Rare Recruit, which is okay. If you don't have him, I guess it's not a terrible pick, but the Legends obviously take credence. This is the one that I'm going to be picking. This is Legend Ivankov. I don't have this character yet. This is a Rumble Legend, so the fact that this character is available is just awesome, so I'm definitely picking this character. Vista, I use him all the time for TMs. Double special wave clearing, super good. And then we've got some other rare recruits after that. That's a Legend Jinbei, I believe. Yeah, it is Legend Jinbei. So the legends take precedence, either Whitebeard, Luffy, Ace, Marco, or Jinbei. Then after that, or Ivankov, of course. And then after that, I would say either I'd probably pick Crocodile after that. He's a Kazuna Rare Recruit, and then Vista would be the next best pick after that. Jozu's actually not terrible either. I believe he's a Kazuna Rare Recruit. He's got a pretty usable support. Yeah, his support's pretty good, so do keep that in mind. Volume 2 for the Marineford. Which Borsalino is this? Is this the Rumble one? I believe it is. I believe this is Rumble Borsalino. Yeah, it is. Okay. Rumble Borsalino, that's kind of cool that he's available. And then you got some other old school characters. This Garp, I believe, is in Metal Exchange, I think. And then this Dofi is a limited rare recruit, but he's pretty bad. I think this Dex Borsalino is the one to pick. He doesn't have a 6+ yet either, so he is going to get a level limit break when he eventually super evolves. So I think that this is the definite one to pick for sure. Fishman Island Volume 1. Remember that this Jinbei, you can actually pick this up from Treasure Map with Treasure Map tickets, so don't stress about that one. The rest of these are not great. I would say probably Shirahoshi is the best pick. If you still need an EXP captain up until this point, you could probably pick Neptune, but most people will probably have that sorted. In number 2 here for Fishman Island, you got Hody Jones with the 6+ is actually pretty decent. The rest of these characters are pretty bad, so I wouldn't pick any of these. Punk Hazard Volume 1, Law and Momo are not available. So you've only got Tashigi, Smoker, and Kinemon. And this is the limited rare recruit Tashigi. Again, Legend Smoker would probably take precedence, but this Tashigi is really good. If she's not available in Metal Exchange, yeah, I would probably pick her up as well. This character is really strong. Moving on to Punk Hazard Volume 2. All of these characters are just garbage. I wouldn't even worry about it. Dressrosa Volume 1. Yeah, these are the units we talked about when they first announced this. All of these characters are pretty much bad and don't see any play at all. However, what I would advise is to pick up this. I would pick up the Cavendish because this was a character that came out in some random event way back when, and I don't think has been re-released, so I would advise picking up Cavendish. Volume 2 for Dressrosa. Doflamingo is good if you haven't got him. The rest, I can't really advise picking up because they're just terrible. The rest are just terrible. We have Dressrosa Volume 3. Now, this is the one that pissed me off the most. like, why would you even, like, promote this when Sabo isn't even selectable? And it's annoying as hell too, because this Sabo is actually good. This is the Anniversary Legend Sabo. Removes special bind, removes defensive effects, it gives you a bunch of chain buffs, but no, they don't let you pick him. So you got Koala, you have Hack. I think Koala, I think this is the one that removes the damage nullification. Yeah, I would pick up the Koala, but Hack is also not terrible either. They're both okay, I suppose. Zoe Volume 1, all of these are pretty bad. Again, legends take precedence, so either pick Dog or Cat. Cat is the one that sees the most play because it actually has a usable support effect. Dog does not. And then if you already have the legends, then I think that the Miyagi and Tristan is what I would pick after that, as it is a Kizuna rare recruit. Then we have Whole Cake Island Volume 1. Again, a lot of stinkers. I think Capone would be the #1 pick if you don't have him. After that point, Praline is not bad, but she is a generic rare recruit, so she's always available. But then after that, I would say this guy too, because he's a TM rare recruit, doesn't always, he's not always available, and his support effect is actually pretty usable. So I think, again, legend take precedence, so take Capone. If you already have Capone, then I would take the Mistims. That would be my pick. And then Whole Cake Island Volume 2, shout out to my man, Mr. Slam Jam Katakuri. Oven and Flampe are not available. But in terms of this one, like Katakuri, Crack, is this Legend Smoothie? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, okay, this is the one that you pick. I forgot that this artwork existed. This artwork is great. This is the one that you pick, I think. But now that I just realized, I just noticed, this is here. Oh my god, this support is so good. You know, we talked about earlier in terms of, like, you know, supports and users and stuff like that. I have used this support a crazy amount of times, attaching to a bunch of good units, including Luffy. And then when you reach the final stage of content, change all block slots into matching, give the unit 2 turns of cooldown, you get healing as well. I think Brûlé is the one that I've used the most out of any character on this list here. But Smoothie being a Rumble legend, that's a hard pick. That's a hard one to pick. It's definitely between Smoothie or Brûlé. The thing is, though, is that the quick team is pretty bad in Rumble, at least right now as of the recording of this video. So it's not like picking up Smoothie is going to infinitely change your team. Smoothie's a cool character, it's just she's relatively restricted and hard to get. But you could say the same thing for Brûlé, and I would argue that Brûlé is going to help you clear more content compared to what Smoothie does. That's what I would suggest. And I believe, okay, this is just Rare Recruit Perispero. This is not even the, this is not the Kizuna Legend Perispero. Okay, that guy's a stinker. Whole Cake Island Volume 3. I mean, is this the Kizuna Legend Reiju? I'm pretty sure it is. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I have not got this character. So, yep, Reiju is the one to pick out of this one. The rest of them kind of stink. So, Reiju is definitely the best one there. Reverie Volume 1. Out of these ones, I would pick this guy right here. This is a Rumble Legend. He buffs Slasher and Slashers and Fighters. And he's a relatively recent Rumble Legend as well. So, that's cool that they're available. I'm definitely going to be picking them. Don't be baited by the waifus. Trust me, this character is just trash, and the rest of these characters are generic, so don't worry about them. Land of Wano Volume 1. Again, this is another one of those stupid things where Yamato, Kinemon Denjiro, Ashura Doji, Dogstorm are not available, so the first 2 characters on this list you can't even select, which is just dumb. Raizo Shinobu is going to be the one that I picked. This character can be used in a ton of Rumble teams. Really, really cool stuff. I'm definitely picking them. And then you've got Kawamatsu, who is another Rumble Legend. So you got 2 Rumble Legends listed here. This character is okay. If you're building a Slasher team, is not bad. But I feel like Slashers at the moment, it depends. You get to a certain point where Slashers are already really good, and like units like Kawamatsu are not really going to like give you much more of an edge over other Slasher teams. So I'm going to be picking up Raizo Shinobu because they're just a god to help shooter teams, which is what I want. You also have Otama. Now, Otama is a Kizuna legend. Very hard to get this unit, and this character has a great support attaching to a ton of good units, and it removes Despair by 3 turns. Very valuable stuff. Doesn't really see much play in normal content, but that support on that Kizuna legend is really, really good. And you also have a TM legend in Izo and Okiku. Another really good character as well that you could definitely pick up, but I personally wouldn't advise it. I would say that the Rumble legends are more valuable, so Raizo Shinobu or Kawamatsu, but also the Otama is very, very good to pick. This is probably the most difficult one because there's actually a lot of valuable picks here. this is a tough one. I mean, Cat Viper's also good. Momonosuke is obviously fantastic, but considering that these characters are normal, generic reds that you could get from basically anywhere, I don't really advise picking them on this one here. Land of Wano Volume 2, Law and Kid, a Super Sugo Fest exclusive, is not available. In terms of the other available legends, I'm going to be picking this guy right here, John Bart. He's a Rumble Rare Recruit, works pretty well. You have Legend Killer, I believe. This is the Legend Killer. This guy is not really that good. I wouldn't advise that. So I think the Rumble Legend of John Bart is the best pick. And then you also have this guy right here, the Beppo Shachi Penguin. This character has a pretty good support effect for Trafalgar Law. It has a usable special that I've used before, so that's also a pretty decent pick there as well. And then Wano Volume 3. So here is where Legend Perispero actually is. This guy's pretty good, a Kizuna Legend. The thing about this one is that you have a lot of generic legend characters. Kaido, King, Queen, Jack, Big Mom. All of those are generic legends. But then, is this the Kazenbo, or is this... Yeah, this is the Kazenbo character. So that's Legend Kanjuro, Legend Orochi, and Legend Perispero. So Orochi, this guy is really good for quick driven, quick powerhouse teams. Pretty good, honestly. I don't have this guy either, so from this one, I'm definitely picking Orochi. I do have this guy right here, which is the Legend Perispero. This guy's pretty cool. He's got some nice things going on. So I think for this one, you definitely are only going to be picking either Orochi or Perispero. That's what I would advise. We have Land of Wano Volume 4. Ooh, man, I can finally get Legend Apu. I've been wanting to get this guy for the longest time. This guy is a Rumble Legend. Really good if you're building an int team, and specifically very good if you're building an int team to tackle enemy Psi teams, because he has like a lot of buffs that can help you versus Psi specifically. So this guy's going to be really good in that scenario. You also have the Kizuna Legend X-Drake, which has definitely fallen off a little bit. I wouldn't advise picking him. I just feel like he's just been power crept a little bit too much. The rest of these characters I wouldn't advise. I think, honestly, the only valid pick is Apu. If you already have him, go for Drake. If you already have Drake, it's up to you. Land of Wano Volume 5. Again, we have some Super Sugo units. Roger, and then Odin and Toki, you cannot select. So you're kind of shoehorned into only a couple of picks. I think that the most valid and the most powerful pick is going to be Rayleigh Gaban. This character is god tier. Like, honestly, one of the best generic reds in the game. And this actually might be one of those rare cases where even though this is a generic red, I would almost advise picking him if you don't have him, because this character is that good. He just has great utility across the board, great captain, great special, just a good unit overall. Personally though, I am going to be picking this because this is a rare recruit, a support rare recruit that I haven't owned yet. This character is not that great. Not too many people use this guy to my recollection. I could be wrong about that, but I don't remember seeing this guy used all that much. So I'm going to be picking Cat Dog. And then moving on, we have Egghead stuff. So the Luffy, you can't pick the Luffy, but you can pick anything else. And I think from this little pool of characters, I'm going to be picking Usopp, who is a support rare recruit, attaches to some of the Straw Hats and gives you some beneficial effects. This Usopp was very good, attached to the Int 10th Anniversary Luffy that came out last year, helps you in that regard there. And then we have Egghead Volume 2. And wow, okay, so we got just basically all the Vegapunk legends that have come out. Actually, wait, this guy's not a legend. No, this is a Kizuna rare recruit. Okay, but we have Lilith, we have Pythagoras and Edison. We have Atlas. Atlas is really good. And then this is the rare recruit York. Unfortunately, not the legend version of York. And then this is the Stella Vegapunk legend. So that's kind of cool too, actually. So I think out of this one, so you either pick Stella, you pick Lilith, or you pick Atlas. I think Atlas is the best choice. That would be the one that sees the most play, and also is very good in Rumble. So I think Atlas is just by far and away the best pick. Yeah, definitely it's going to be Atlas. So anyways, that is it, man. This took a lot longer than expected, but there's a lot of stuff going here. So hopefully this gives you a bit of a rundown in terms of what you should be expecting and what you should be picking. It is such a shame that some of the characters are not able to be picked, but at the end of the day, we have to, you know, deal with the cards that we're dealt with. So hopefully this helps you out in regards to picking these units, and it's just cool that we just get a bunch of free units. Like, it's just cool just in general, and there's some pretty neat ones in there too, some support rare recruits, some Rumble legends and stuff. That's going to wrap it up for me though. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.